Denpa teki no Kanojo, literally the radio wave-like girlfriend, and translated as electromagnetic girl. In this context, electric waves can be confusing for someone who's not Japanese, but it's basically urban slang for saying that she has a screw loose in her head, or is detached from reality. I love the stylistic flourishes that they use throughout the show. I think it's really top-notch in the style department and really enhances the show. It's got a very gripping mystery. Each episode's a fully contained story that has everything about it essentially answered by the time it concludes. It was produced by Brainbase, definitely a standout show in their production. Even though the animation is really aged at this point, it still shows a lot of very good stylistic flourishes that I think really makes it hold up, even compared to things that currently come out. The setting is mostly school, slice of life kind of standard, urban setting. We primarily follow the main character, Juzawa Ju, as he kind of like navigates around, and you see a lot of points in the story that don't seem related until all the pieces kind of come together. Juzawa Ju, in particular, he uncovers a lot of plot points through the story that seem somewhat unrelated, but part of that is to build into the mystery. There are quite a few side characters, but the primary female lead is Ochibana Ame. She believes herself to be reincarnation of a knight from Yu's past life, and she's one of the primary main characters. The setting is mostly school, slice of life kind of standard, urban setting. As far as the mystery goes, it's got an excellent gripping story that ties directly with the narrative and the characters. For length, there's no run-on problems. In fact, if anything, this is kind of a short, very, very short story. Could have actually probably used more time to have even more things going on. The exact length is, I believe, 2 OVA episodes that were 45 minutes long each. The character designs were memorable but pretty simple. Most of them were all classmates or schoolmates. There were some superb characters here with interesting motivations and reasonings for the actions that they take. It could be a bit edgy sometimes, with quite a bit of them though. There's no opening, however, it has a pretty standard ending with text on a black screen, but a very decent song that was selected for the ending. As for the edginess, it's extremely edgy. You could often cut yourself on the edginess. And the overall design of everything is extremely gritty and dark and dank. I personally like this style. While you could interpret this story as not a romance, I feel like the primary romance story is the one between Ame and Ju, with Ame being a big cuckoo and Ju learning to accept her for who she is, with him eventually realizing that she might not be as crazy as he first thought. Each episode was wrapped up really well, and then the overall narrative was wrapped up at the very end. Excellently done. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of a test. I was going to see if I could use some of the information from a few review sites like Charmel and Kitsu, and I was going to look at the scores that were being put out by the community rating and see how they match up with what I think they should be, or the validity of them. So I'm looking at currently Denpa teki no Kanojo, and on live chart the community rating is 7.64. I could see a lot of people really not liking some of the characters, and I could also see some people thinking it's like a bit forced, and so that could definitely drop quite a bit of the score. Personally, neither of those actually bother me, so hence my score. I would think though the average rating for it would be probably closer to something like 8 or so. This is what I'm thinking it more or less would be around, just on average on these sites. 7.64, bit low for what I was thinking it would average out to. On Kitsu, a similar situation is 74%. So again, like a bit on the lower end of things.
And then on Mal it is 7.51. So it actually turns out that the highest score was on, in fact, on Live Chart, which I find interesting. I think it has less ratings. So it ends up averaging out to like 7.5. There's probably a lot of people that actually reviewed it probably right when it came out. And I don't know if there was like some kind of issue with the release of it. I was going through and watching it after it had already been out and everything was already out for quite a while. So sometimes things get like heavily review bombed because of either current events or um, the other thing that often affects that too is just bad release cycle. So anyway, I just figured I'd take a look at these scores and see what I thought on them.
あなたは信じられますか